Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Howdy, howdy.
Hashtag KMT for a Tilt Health t-shirt.
Yeah, beautiful
Or a
day.
KMT t-shirt, I should say. A KMT t-shirt.
The best one. I love the one with the steer and the meat. I mean, my food. That's a nice one too. But yeah, all of them are good.
I love that one also.
Awesome. I don't have Kilt's Mighty Tribe up. I guess I could work on getting that up too. But Marianne, welcome. What are we talking about today?
Well, thank you for having me. I don't know. I was just fixing to ask you the same question. Anything you want.
Well, Brother Ray and I were going at it. So Ray's at 3 hours earlier. So I called him at 5 a.m. So he was at 2 a.m. He always wakes up when I call him. And we were talking about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and the stories they told of this guy named Jesus Christ. And then we got into mythology and Joseph Campbell and many other things. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're at, and how you got into this keto and or carnivore world.
Oh, so you've been going down rabbit holes early in the morning already. I think I've heard of that Jesus guy. He's pretty important to me. Well, I first went keto back in about 2016, and then I just started craving red meat, which was something that was not allowed in my house growing up. So I have two doctors for parents, and they are both sure that they are right about everything. And one of the things that they absolutely know for a fact is that red meat is going to kill us all. Before, climate change and before all that other stuff, the cow farts and the red meat and the mad cow disease. My dad's a cardiologist, and he's totally bought into the whole cholesterol and saturated fat, mythology surrounding all that, So we weren't allowed to eat red meat growing up. And I always tell people the first time I had a steak, it was like having sex for the first time. I'm serious. Like, it was just like the best thing I ever had put in my mouth. And I knew that something was going to change. But I finally ditched the vegetables and, have been living my best life ever since. There have been some ups and downs there in between, of course, like losing a leg and dealing with anorexia and all that fun stuff. But I always say thanks to Christ plus carnivore. That's my formula to success and overall happiness. So
yeah, and tell us a little bit about some of the hardships that you've gone through and how the shift into carnivore has brought about a change in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I have struggled with eating disorders since I was 13 years old. And a lot of it was probably that I was overfed, but still malnourished. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense, our family, my mom cooked a lot growing up, which was great. So we didn't eat a lot of the standard American diet stuff, but we still ate heavy on the pasta and the lean meat and things like that. And it was a very carbohydrate heavy diet, and not a lot of protein and fat. 2% milk with cereal for breakfast and orange juice in the morning. No bacon, of course, because that was, that's the devil and everything. And so my body was craving the nutrition, and I would eat constantly, but still never be satisfied. So I would struggle and then go and restrict because I felt guilty about eating all of that. So I was constantly in this binge, purge, restrict cycle that I couldn't escape from. And it was bad. And I wasn't fat. But I certainly had a little extra weight, and my dad would take every opportunity to point that out. I remember he called me a tub of lard on more than one occasion. And he also told me one time that if I didn't quit snacking between meals, I would become diabetic and get limbs amputated. Now, let me remind you, that's as a 13-year-old girl. You know, that's not something you tell a 13-year-old girl. And the joke's on him because I still have a leg chopped off, but it's not because I was diabetic. But anyway, so dark humor for you to wake you up this morning. But so I always struggled with eating disorders, and I always thought it was like, I'm broken. There's something wrong with me. Like, why can't I be normal and eat everything in moderation? Like I see all these other people doing. Everyone else does it, right? Like that's the thing to do, right? Everything in moderation. And, but that never worked for me. And when I first went carnivore, I was still struggling very much with eating disorders. And so I wanted to carnivore harder than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, I'm going to eat one ribeye once a day and intermittent fast and do all this stuff. And I'm going to just carnivore. I'm going to out carnivore everybody because I'm just a little bit competitive and just a little bit OCD and just a little bit, you know, all or nothing. And that didn't work because I was still under eating. It wasn't until 2022 when I landed in the hospital and finally accepted Jesus into my life and into my heart that that the switch flipped in my head. Because in that hospital bed, I saw stuff, y'all, like demons are real because I saw them in my hospital bed. I did. I mean, no joke. I finally accepted Christ in 2022 when I went to the hospital with a septic infection from a hot tub. I got bacteria from a hot tub, got into my leg. I had a heart attack. My kidneys shut down. I was on a ventilator. My whole body was black, blue, purple. I almost died. But again, once I lost fingers, toes, I had to have skin graft surgery. I was in the burn ICU for 4 months. But it is all glory and thanks to God that I'm here, and he saved me and I accepted Christ, and I realized that I have been malnourishing his temple. And I'm about to cry, y'all. I'm sorry. But when I finally said, hey, this carnivore thing, I've been using it in the wrong way, but I can use it to actually nourish and heal the way that Christ has healed me spiritually. I can physically heal with these gifts that he's given us of, you know, fatty meat and all the meat, the rainbow of meat. I eat the rainbow of meat, you know, I eat meat, eggs, and every now and then some dairy. But I eat all the meats, the fish, the chicken. I eat chicken wings every day. I'm obsessed with chicken wings. You know, all the red meat, everything that I was missing growing up. And I'm happier and healthier than I ever was before, even though I'm missing fingers and toes and a leg. You know, I'm happier and I'm thriving, and it's all thanks to Christ plus carnivore.
I'm working on my inner cure, and it's Christ Carnivore is sort of what I'm working on. And I've been a big fan of Don Curtis and the Way of the Christ and the Christ-based teachings. And my brother and I were talking this morning about Jesus Christ and the mythology of the stories, but our mythology kind of becomes who and what we are. And this idea that we can listen and learn from a human being that shared stories of how the wisdom of someone like Jesus Christ can help us sort of build. And whether it's Moses, Muhammad, Abraham, Jesus, Lao Tse, or Buddha, there are philosophies that have been so strong in our human evolution. And tell us a little bit about the mindset and how important that has been for you in your healing.
Well, it's everything. People come up to me and say, oh, you're so strong. How do you do it? How do you keep going? And I mean, because I have a coworker that his wife is also missing a leg, and she just kind of quit life. She sits at home. She doesn't drive. She doesn't work. She doesn't. I mean, I just don't know. I don't understand that. And I think that having Christ in your corner or having some kind of spiritual foundation is essential for everybody, because I wouldn't have a reason to get up out of bed. And it takes me about 30 minutes in the morning to just like put my leg on and to like put all the things on that I have to like do. There's, all kind of crazy stuff I have to put on my toe. I have 2 toes. That's it. And there's all kinds of weird inserts for my shoes and, pads and gauze to wrap around my leg. And it's not fun. But there's a reason that I get up in the morning, and that's because I believe I've been called to a higher purpose. And until you find that, until you have the mindset of, hey, I was put on this earth for a reason. I'm not just some random result of the Big Bang. I have a higher purpose and a calling. Until you find that, there is no reason for you to get up in the morning. So mindset's everything.
Altogether, between being keto and carnivore, how long have you been on this side of the journey?
Since 2016.
Okay, so
fully
that's 9 years.
carnivore. Fully carnivore since 2018.
Okay. And has your father softened in his opinion?
More so than my mom. I get my stubborn assness from my mom. But he has at least seen that I'm doing well. He still disagrees with me, and he'll let me know, but he respects me enough to leave me alone about it, if that makes sense.
How about other members of the family or immediate circle of friends?
Oh, I have a lot of great carnivore friends. I have a lot of friends who aren't carnivore, but have seen my journey and respect, again, my decision. And then I have 4 siblings, and they're all very supportive of my journey and supportive of my choices. I'm definitely lucky in that regard, because I know that's not the case for everybody.
Okay, we have a couple of questions already. Want to bring that up, Alia?
Sure. Do you eat fish? If so, what is your favorite fish?
I do eat fish, and anchovies are actually my absolute favorite. I eat salmon as well, but I can't even remember the last time I've like sat down to like an actual plate of fish. I usually do it as like a side, or like even like red boat fish sauce as like a seasoning or something like that. I'm not a huge fish eater. I think it's good for you, and I probably should be eating more salmon, actually.
Kiltz has added more salmon to his food plate in order to get more omega-3s.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
As my cardiologist and spiritual guides.
Do you still need to face an emotional battle in your mind when you eat red meat against your parents' wishes, or are you beyond facing such feelings?
Okay, this is from a person who's never met me, obviously, because I've always been a rebel and very, very good at going against my parents' wishes, much to their chagrin. So yeah, I have zero issues, zero compunctions there.
And so in some way, a hardship builds a strong ship. How do you bring love and forgiveness into your life? Do you think that's a powerful message for all of us?
Of course. And I need to work on that quite a bit. I do therapy, I do counseling, because, my relationship with my mom especially has been a struggle and very difficult. We don't speak. I do well with my dad. My dad and I are okay. But I still have a lot of difficulty with my mom and with forgiveness. And I know that that's one of Christ's primary teachings, but that one is really hard. It's very hard to forgive someone who's hurt you so much. But I think, at this point, the only person that holding a grudge is hurting, of course, is me. And as soon as I learn to let that go, I know I'll be happier for it. But it is hard. I do believe in the circle of control versus influence versus concern. What are things that are in your circle of concern versus your control, and only worry about those things that you can actually control. And one of the things you cannot control is other people, and especially my mother. Lord Jesus. Whew. Nobody can control that woman. So, it just, and it is hard because she does have narcissistic personality disorder. I mean, it's textbook, classic, and very much a control freak, and where I get it from. I do like that comment. There's a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation. That's true. That is true. And I know that on one level, intellectually practicing it is difficult. But, I don't harbor any ill wishes or anything against people that have hurt me in the past. But anyway, yeah, I'm just rambling at this point.
Well, see, I think we're all poisoned by plants and the microbes. Bacteria, yeast, viruses, and plants are in cahoots to control and kill us. And so, in essence, are your parents omnivores or carnivores?
No, they just don't eat red meat, but they eat, chicken and.
But do they eat plants?
Oh yeah,
Right.
heavily.
So their brains are damaged by the plants and the microbes. And so, I always look at all humanity, well, all of us, right? And this is where I really go deep, because the mythology of the brain is we are creating the story of what's out there. And so our ability to take over control of the story is really hard. And the microbes make it hard. And the plants make it hard. But that's where I really go really deep into this dude, JC, because he gives us the language that helps us. Doesn't cure us, because we're humans and all of this. But the plants and the microbes, they damage our brains, and they make us say and do things that we have little control over. And that's our hard part, for sure. But love and forgiveness are all the practice. It's just practice. It is, good things in life are hard. And you've been through a lot of hard. What is your mission in sharing your message out there?
Well, I've overcome a lot of obstacles, and I want other people to do the same thing. I want to help people build a life that they don't feel like they have to have a vacation from. I want people to be able to design their life and live God's purpose for them, whatever that is, because it's different for everybody. If you think about it, I've overcome, anorexia, amputation, sepsis, binge eating, food addiction. I still struggle with body dysmorphia quite a bit, and exercise addiction, still working on those. But even, and in college, chronic idiopathic urticaria. The doctors even put me on Adderall to try to fix my acne. Can you believe that shit? Sorry, I cursed.
You're beautiful.
Okay.
You're beautiful, amazing.
But it's just absolutely insane, and I don't want people thinking that somebody who's offering like a quick crash diet or a quick fix or anything like that is really going to help them long term. I want people to find their own way. I want people to get healthy. It's like people always say like, oh, I'll lose weight and then I'll be healthy. But it's like, you should get healthy and then your body will respond by achieving an optimal weight, by achieving an optimal microbiome, by achieving, by getting all of your hormones in balance. I just want, again, people to be able to live their purpose. And you can't do that in a sick body with a sick mind, like you were saying, poisoned by all these things that are holding you back. So I'm just trying to show that, you can go through some really, really deep elephant dung and still come out the other side and still smell pretty.
Isn't pain the path to our purpose in a sense?
I don't know. I mean, that's very...
Well, our problems, in essence, develop our purpose in order to heal within, but then help others heal. In essence, I'm just kind of without our because nobody is without problems. Everyone experiences
of course
of life. And,
absolutely.
And
we were, I mean, Jesus never promised us that life would be a bed of roses. In fact, he actually promised us the opposite. He said, you will go through trials. You will have problems. And we do have to use those things that we go through, those tests, those trials, those painful moments to help other people. And I think that's what I was put on earth to do.
If you have any questions for her, please put them in the chat with a QQQ.
I had a gift to me. Ooh, let's see here. So when I went to give my talk and share my thoughts and ideas at Hack Your Health, they said, take off the cross. And Paul, my good friend Paul, who does a videography for my other good friend Ben Azadi, he gave me this beautiful nail cross made of nails, right? And I put them both in my pocket, and this was in my pocket, and in the word, these ideas, these symbols, these words are so powerful for us, because ultimately the best path is actually through the problems and trials and tribulations that he gives us. And again, I don't care what your religion is, your belief in God or not. Without our problems, we don't have a purpose of sharing what you did, what Dr. Nelson's done, what Ollie has done, what I've done, what everyone here is doing in order to learn something because we learned from you suffering, and then we get inspired. Someone laying in bed that has full use of their body can feel very down and depressed and hard to get up and out. You're a symbol of, hey, look at me. I've got all these other problems and I'm getting up. And so we're here to inspire each and every one of us. I mean, amazing people who showed up at Hack Your Health, or Meat Stock coming up, or Boca, Low Carb Boca. Is that in January? Where is that? We're going to go there and we're going to have a booth, right, Alia?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone doesn't need to go, but at least throw kilts and Dr. Nelson over there. He can walk there. He's so close. Because I can tell you, I didn't believe in God. Can't be, too much suffering. Why would he do this, right? But through the pain and suffering, he said, okay, now it's time. Now it's time. And a good friend of mine, Max, who we've been reading the Bibles, or the evolution of the ideas of Christ or Muhammad or Moses or Buddha and all these things in order to help us, because the mythologic stories strengthen us. Dr. Nelson, what's your new mythologic character? Or Alia's? Or Kiltz's?
Mine is Rib Stress. Something like that.
Revive Reaper.
Britta, I used to watch Mighty Mouse and Popeye and all the stories as a kid, Superman, Superwoman, that inspire us. And you're a superwoman.
Wait, me? What?
Yeah, you.
You're a
Oh.
superwoman.
That's your
take it.
Instagram channel, right?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, and I have a little blog where I do recipes and I talk about my story in more depth and detail, and you can see some pictures if you're not too squeamish. But yeah, I just love sharing my story, and in fact, I tend to overshare a little bit, so I apologize if it's a little bit TMI over there, but I just feel like my life is not my own. You know, I've been bought at a price, and you know, I don't really. I don't know. I don't feel held back at all about sharing what I've been through, because I think it does help other people to talk about it. So
We're all sinners. We've all missed the mark. We've all had faults and follies. And that's why love and forgiveness is critical. We love and forgive ourselves. We love and forgive others, because now it allows the brain to open up and see God in everything. Because who creates everything? God never gives us a parent or a person or a life that is anything other than beautiful and perfect.
Mhm.
That's through God's way. And the story of Jesus Christ, which is the most powerful story ever told, which is within all of us. It's our mythology. And Joseph Campbell, if you haven't read any of Joseph Campbell's stuff, I mean, the hero's journey is like who you are, right? And the strength of stripping our and opening up to the world and sharing everything about us, which is freeing. Is it somewhat freeing to you to share, over deliver, under promise?
Oh, it's the most liberating thing in the world. Absolutely. And speaking of freedom, you know, when I talk about accepting Christ finally, and I see the question at the bottom, the septic infection was in 2022. I'm 33. And when I finally did accept Christ, it was so freeing, because I've always been a control freak. Okay. And, I was still, even though I grew up in the church, I thought I was saved. I thought I was a follower of Christ. I was still holding on to having to control certain parts of my life. And those, that eating disorder wanted me to be in control of, what my body looked like, especially. And that was a big thing for me. And once I finally let go of that and said, Jesus, you're in charge, you do with me what you will, it was liberating. I thought it was going to be painful. I thought it was going to be difficult. I thought it was going to be, it was so freeing to not have to be the one to be in control. I'm not God. I can't imagine being God. Can you imagine how horrible that would be, to have to be in control and to be God and take care of all that stuff all the time? No, thank you. That's too much to worry about, So
we are the gods. That's what Jesus Christ said. It's us. Man and Jesus are the same. We're one. And that's why he gave us the power to be him, to say, hey, live life like me. And that's the strength we're given, because when we think, oh, I'm not God, I'm worthless, and I'm not in power, you are powerful. You are creative. You are capable. And that's what he gives us. He gives us because we walk with him everywhere.
Well, we were created in God's image, so we possess some qualities of the divine in us, but we're not God. But we possess creativity and other aspects of God's divinity within us, I believe. But, of course, Jesus is the only person who's ever been both fully man and fully God.
I'm just telling a story.
And that's my belief.
But that's what the Bible, he says, man and God are one, and he is within us. And that's the power each of us has to love each other as the God. Because if we could see God within all of us, we could love everyone. And when you love everyone, cortisol and epinephrine go down, you open up, because none of us has to change except to love each other. Because whatever size, shape, age, weight, gender, color, or past you've lived, he loves all of us. And that's all he said. I love you just the way you are. Boom, instantaneous. And so I think, to me, faith is like number one of everything you've shared with us. Whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, or carnivarian, it absolutely doesn't truly matter. But the plants ferment in the gut and make alcohol, which damages our bodies, our brain. And the microbes love you and I, because they're just fermenting, right? And they're everywhere. They're in our hot tubs. I was in the hot tub this morning looking at the stars shining bright, but the microbes are everywhere. They're going to take us down. They're going to make us fertilizer.
Plants in hot tubs certainly haven't been friendly to me, so I'll go with you on that one.
And yet they're part of, without them, we would not be alive. Without the microbes, life would not exist. And so you can never be sterile. And I think maybe that's part of our lives. It's not sterility. There's a judge not lest ye be judged is like the foundation, but really it's judge with love. Go to the altar. Now go back, forgive and love your enemy. And now come back to the altar, and he will gift you all that is in heaven. Again, these are mythologic stories that make us better. And eat meat. I mean, what does ribeye steak poison it contain, Dr. Nelson?
None, although I had salmon last night.
I did too. I had salmon and I had filet last night, and it makes us superheroes. Isn't that what this is really all about? There's a superhero nature to all of us. And Marianne, you're sharing that you're showing us that we could all be superheroes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Marianne, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't. No, sorry.
No worries.
But you could find her on our YouTube channel.
Right here, right
Yeah,
now.
Instagram is the best place to find me, and absolutely feel free to message me, reach out. I love talking to people on there. And I share posts, videos, things that I eat in a day, workouts that I do, and just, ponderings, things I ponder about.
How many legs do any of us need to live?
I mean, none really.
None.
So I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm up 1.5 on that. So,
Right. Nobody's so blind as those that can see, because it's all a mind game. It's mythologic. And be the superhero.
Next question, Alia.
Brian RE258. Marianne, do you find that your friendships are stronger after you started carnivore?
I don't know that there is a difference. I think I have a lot of friends who have been with me for the entire journey, who have seen me be very sick and seen how carnivore affects me. And those, I think, are the strongest relationships that I have, because they understand everything that I've been through, and they understand why I make the choices that I do. I'm not just some, crazy meathead that they met, yesterday. They've seen the transformation. So I think those bonds are definitely the strongest. But I'm so grateful for this community, because I've made so many amazing new friends as a carnivore who also share the hardships that they've overcome. And that is powerful too. That bond, when you look at somebody and you know that they've also been through some tough crap, and y'all can bond over that, like trauma dump together and then celebrate how far you've come with carnivore. I will say that is a very powerful bond for sure.
Great. Oops, I took down a question that I didn't mean to take down.
I found that carnivore helped me continue to focus and a clearer mind and more power to the story. And it took away a lot. It reduced my anxiety to be here or sharing the problems that I have and continue to experience in life. And I think that's been really, really good. And showing up.
Yeah, I think that's true. The mental clarity that you get with carnivore is unparalleled, and it reduces social anxiety. It helps you improve your mood and just makes you a more pleasant person. So I think maybe you do attract more people to you when you are on carnivore. Because you're just a happier, nicer person.
And the carnivore community, again, everyone's welcome. It's a lifestyle, an idea. The regalness of the lions, the wolves, and the communities that they live in is something we're emulating to live in essence, and accepting everyone into the community is really important to me. That's why my good friend Lisa Wiedemann, who's eating some plants, is just part of all of our evolution. We're all in experimentation. This is an experimentation.
Well, what is it that they say? Like, life is a sexually transmitted disease with 100% mortality rate. You know, none of us is going to make it out alive, right? Like, it's.
But if you have faith and understand the power of the story, we live eternally.
Correct.
And we pass it on through our RNA.
Okay, we'll do the next question. But Bacon Runner says she learned so much this. I've learned so much from everyone in this community, but Marianne's story is really inspiring. Me grateful to be. Yeah,
very,
grateful for my blessing.
Very.
There you go.
Very.
There you go. Next question. How do you think carnivore has changed your life the most? What do you eat during the day? And are there still things on your health you're waiting to get healed?
Oh, wow. That's a big one. Well, the biggest thing about carnivore was helping me get past the eating disorder. And that is, so I was sent to a residential eating disorder treatment facility for my anorexia. And let me tell you what they did there. They fed us 6 times a day,
Wow.
carbohydrate heavy meals. It was kind of, I call it a combination of like prison and boot camp, because, you know, we woke up at 5, we had to shower, we had to go weigh in. We sat down to breakfast, no long sleeves or sleeves rolled up, no knives, no napkins allowed. You know, we had to ask first. No knives and napkins. We were rationed salt and pepper packets. You know, you had to ask. Whatever they set in front of you, you had to clean your plate. We were timed. So you had a time to complete that meal in. If you didn't complete your meal, everything on the plate, and I'm talking for breakfast, it was like waffles with whipped cream and strawberries and just junk, like bullshit. Food, not food. Okay, not food. You know, big tall glass of orange juice. Maybe you got 1 sausage on the plate, but then it was like, you know, waffle. It was cake for breakfast. Wow. And you had 30 minutes to complete that. And if you didn't, you were given an Ensure protein shake and you had to complete that. And if you didn't complete that, they stuck a tube down your nose and down your throat. And there you go, force fed.
Wow.
And then, you know, and so that's 6 meals a day, just like that. And then, you know, after every meal, we would complete a questionnaire about our anxiety level. You know, I'm getting ready to curse again, y'all. So if you just cover your ears, okay?
We love it. We love it.
Okay. But it's like, why, you know, they're asking you all these questions about like, are you anxious? And I'm like, the fuck do you think? Why do you fucking think I'm anxious? You're feeding me all this bullshit garbage, processed seed oil nonsense. You're not letting me go outside. We weren't allowed to go outside or walk or exercise or even think about it.
Wow.
Because, you know, and then, you know, you lock me in a room with no sunlight and force feed me trash, and you wonder why I'm anxious. Okay, great question. Let me tell you. And then the dietitians there would allow people to be vegetarian or vegan, but carnivore was extreme and restrictive and outrageous and ridiculous. Even low carb, you know, I was, you know, I pretended to go along with it because I wanted to get the fuck out of there. Okay. And I got out of there and immediately went to carnivore and started nourishing my body properly. And that was the biggest, my brain just immediately, like, you can feel when your brain is lighting up. You can feel the difference. It's incredible. So I just want to say, in terms of my mental health, is the biggest reason I do carnivore. I cannot moderate. I'm not a moderator. I have to be an abstainer, because if I even, you know, even things that people think, you know, think are, you know, low oxalate vegetables or whatever, or anything else, it starts me down a bad path. And the mental clarity and the ability to just eat without worrying about it, and to know that what I'm putting in my body is good for me and helping me achieve my goals. That's the biggest thing that carnivore's done for me, is the mental health side of things. Yes, physically, I have gotten stronger, leaner, more muscle, better able to do my job, which is a very physically demanding job. So I'm happy about that, but it's the mental health for me above everything else.
Some people have accused the proponents of carnivore diets of basically promoting a eating disorder diet. What do you think about that?
Well, that's what my mom says. She calls it carnivore anorexia, and she believes that I'm still anorexic. And I said, you know, if you looked and saw everything that I eat, you would not. This is not anorexia, okay, Mom? Like, she just cannot wrap her head around understanding that carnivore is not an eating disorder, and carnivore is an ancestrally appropriate, scientifically now backed, and really, really critical, just way of eating that has saved my life. And for my own personal N=1 study, it's the best thing I've ever done, you know? But it's not an eating disorder, okay? Disordered eating is the standard American diet, where I was trapped in the binge, purge, restrict cycle, where I was worried all the time about what I was eating and how much I could eat, and counting calories, and worried and stressed out about it all the time. Is it more preferable to have a way of eating that is natural and you don't have to think about and second guess yourself, or one where you have to count and do math? Like, I don't want to do math. Like, go away. But it's so ancestrally appropriate, and it's not, I see it this way. It's not restrictive. It's choosing the best thing for my body. Why would I not want first of all, the tastiest food? Second of all, the most nutrient dense food with the best bioavailability. I mean, that's just science. And these are from the same people who say, like, follow the science and wear a mask and stand 6 feet apart and blah, blah, blah for COVID, for the COVIDs, you know, like, please get out of my face. Like, no.
This is guerrilla warfare. It is not science, and it is disordered. Again, we're not following the message, what you're saying. Again, I'm being a little sort of crazy in this, but remember, science is controlled by Harvard, by a Rockefeller, and by the NIH, which is absolutely wrong.
Well,
And-
it's not disordered, it's just unordered. It's
Well,
unorthodox.
Right. Well, I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
okay to be disordered. I
To
say,
go,
yes,
yeah,
you're right.
To go against the
It's
grain.
for guerrilla warfare. And we want to save our brothers and sisters. I mean, really, if you think about the Revolutionary War of the United States and many other revolutions, this is not following the order, right? And it's disordered eating. I say you're right, because I don't want your order. I don't want to follow your masks or your jabs and those other things, right? And so this is warfare, and lions. I mean, look at the amount of apex predators that have been eliminated in the world, or their environment has been eliminated. And we're saying, I don't care. We're going to live in this world, and we're going to be what we are. I mean, that was Jesus Christ. It's Jesus Christ every day.
Let's see if we can get through these questions, because Marianne may have to leave early.
Oh, we're 46 minutes in, Marianne.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. Let me. If how many more questions are there? Let me.
Well,
I think I have time for maybe like one or two more.
Okay, go ahead.
2 more.
Yeah.
2 more.
Are you still working out, lifting heavy?
Oh yeah, I love weightlifting. I'm a little bit obsessed. I hit the gym every day and do something. Today's a big is my favorite, because I get to do like bench press and arms, and that's my favorite. So,
Wow.
yeah, I love weightlifting and working out. It's just my thing. I know it's not for everybody, but I think everybody can find something that they enjoy, whether it's a recreational activity. You don't have to like force yourself to go work out if that's not your thing, but find something you enjoy, move your body, because celebrate that you can move it.
Awesome. This is kind of more of a comment. 3 weeks after I guess starting carnivore, my anxiety and food chatter about food in my head stopped. I would restrict and binge cycles started in my teens, now 59. Best carnivore side effect for me. Did you find the same?
Amen. Amen. Yes. And thank God for that. That's amazing. That's what I have been trying to say. I'm sorry if I haven't said it in the best way, but yeah, there's this noise. It's like y'all are okay. Some of y'all are old enough to remember the television sets that you had to like turn on with a knob, and then there would be the fuzz and the static and stuff like that. That's exactly the kind of food noise I'm talking about. Inside my head, of just be like blah, 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 all the time, like, can I eat this, can I eat that, like, oh my God, like, how many carbs is this, and how many this and that, and calories and this, and and low fat yogurt and blah, blah, blah. It would always, because there is so much noise from society, like what Dr. Kilt's talking about, like just all of the rules and regulations and the prescription. Everybody has something to say about it. And all that gets stuck in your head, and you can't escape it. It's very difficult. And but that has all quieted and calmed down, and it's just amazing to have that just inner like I can breathe again. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So
love that.
Wow.
Well,
but
thank you,
I do have to jump off, y'all, but I'm so grateful that you had me. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, come find me at my Instagram, Peg Leg Carnivore. And if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because that's what I'm here for. I want to answer all your questions. So just hit me up over there, okay?
We love you, and thank you so much, Marianne, for being here, inspiring all of us. God bless you.
Love you. God bless. Have a great day.
All right. We have a question for you.
Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah, that question was for Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah, I've tried to put it up, but I put it down. Dr. Kiltz, why were you made to take off your crosses at Hack Your Health?
Because the mic, this could, because they said, Kiltz, you don't stand still. So as you moved, it hit the mic and they were recording it, or people go like, click, click, click. What is that? And so I put them in my pocket along with this beautiful rock that says faith on it that Alia gave me. I put it in my little pocket, the little pocket in my jeans. And I was scared to go up and share my story, and I'm scared every day to be here. But God says, be the lion, like you all are. We are rebels. We are not following order. This is disordered living, eating in life, right? And that's, that is it. And we got to move. So my way, my anxiety is put out in the world in a way through movement. And again, ADHD, OCD, depression, dyslexia, kicked out of school in a gang, couldn't read, father in jail. I've been through many of faults and failures, and I still have faults and failures. But I never stop carrying it. Even if it's not visible, it is always there in my life. Again, find a mythology of positivity, love, kindness, and generosity. And to me, JC, as a philosopher that was written, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament, but, read all the humans for thousands of years that have shared stories of we are, what's your new mythological character, Alia?
I think it's like a Cerberus.
And what is Kiltz's?
Oh gosh.
We got to put them all together. We got to get them all together, Dr. Nelson, Alia. Again, we are that, right?
Yeah, we are that. By the way, we're doing an event in Tampa on December 13th. The location will be nailed down today, and I will start selling tickets for it.
All right, let's get that going, and let's lock down the low carb and get us a booth. All right, down in Boca, and Kiltz will be there. You got to check. I mean, I don't know where I am, but I think actually I can be there. But Saturday, I'm going to try to be there and do something different.
Great, I love that. Yeah, and we're gonna be at Hack Your Health next year also. It's very exciting. Be there, be square.
Yeah, Hack Your Health. Get tickets now. We're gonna double our booth. We're gonna get a Rick, a Charger Mopar, a couch, mic, and we're just gonna sit there and we're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk about life and I've been reading about the iguanas that are dropping from the trees because it's too cold. But Rick's going to keep going. I know it. And all of us, listen, I don't care who you are, size, shape, age. We got to get Mitch out there. We got to go visit Mitch. I got to go visit Mitch also.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway in the last few seconds here.
Any other? Wait, that's not a few seconds. We have 7 minutes. We have minutes to go, and I'm going to make sure we fill our calendar where we're going to be in all the meetups in the world.
I'm going to send you to Africa next year.
All the meetups.
To speak at a Tim Noakes event in Africa.
We'll get to the Tim Noakes event, and again, remember,
I was invited this weekend by the nutrition. Well, wasn't invited to talk or anything, but
I wasn't invited.
Yes, you were on my WhatsApp.
They didn't invite me. I know it. Didn't invite me. But the Jennifer Bailey Fugit. Love you. And tomorrow who am I interviewing tomorrow?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Maybe we'll switch a little bit on a live tomorrow when I do that interview. We'll do an interview and we'll switch it live. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that?
You are allowed to do that. It's your YouTube channel.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. And I again, we're going to do, well, I like the spin for a prize. We'll do a prize at certainly Hack Your Health, but what are we going to be giving away? And inspiring all of us to join Kilt's Mighty Tribe, become a life coach, health and wellness coach, and a keto carnivore coach, and everyone, vegan, vegetarians, Mediterraneans, pescatarians, and Nelsavarians are welcome.
Jennifer, email Alia, drkilts.com
Yes. And,
to get, what was the price?
It was a t-shirt.
T-shirt, okay.
Inspired by life and fired up. And I've been fired so many times. And every day I die to live. And again, find some positive philosophy to live by every day. Some positive mythology. And again, I think I need a helmet on my or some sort of a mane or something to add to my new talisman. What do we call my new
Avatar?
Nelsavarians.
Are you reading anything good lately, Dr. Nelson or Alia? Anyone here reading anything inspiring? Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. And I noticed some of these, one of these channels isn't working right now, Alia. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I'll fix it afterwards.
It said kick account. They kicked Kilts out.
Look.
Are you reading that, Alia?
Wait, what? Wait, can you say the word?
Podgers Cats. I am right now. I'm reading it as we're live streaming. No, I have Benazati's new book. I'm going to read that next.
Yeah, Metabolic Freedom. And I had a great interview with Jason Fung yesterday. Yay. So you have to buy his books and share his stories. Amazing guy. We got to get him on our Monday or one of our other live events, Dr. Nelson.
Did you ask him how long it was safe to fast?
Oh, he said, depends on how many pounds you carry. He said you can go 50 days if you have enough weight.
Wow.
And I told him about my fast as the tribal symbol. I didn't mention Dr. Nelson's name at all. I didn't want to be outdone. Meow.
Yeah, exactly.
Meow. Yeah, wolves and lions. You feed them plants, they become dogs and cats. And let's see, you take the Dr. Nelson and Alia and Kilt's avatars, and we become weak. It's kind of like kryptonite, right? For Superman.
Yes.
That's the new story. We're going to create a new superhero show.
We'll get costumes and everything.
Yeah, we have our avatar. And I think the background should be our avatars, Kilt's Mighty Tribe.
I love that.
And then we get everyone in a suit. You have to have some humor in all of this. I mean, essentially, microbes. I mean, look what happened to Marianne. The bacteria, yeast, and viruses are the microbes that really are they cause a lot of damage, death, and destruction in all of the life forms, and they even kill other microbes.
Yep. That's right.
Avengers, Carnivore Jerry. And again, we're telling stories. They're mythologic, right? And love the body you're in, love yourself, love your parents, love your enemies, right? That's what the dude said, right?
Yes.
Superman to buy. Yes. So we got to get more of those.
Yep.
And we got to get a picture. We got to get Kilts, Alia, and Nelson as in our Avenger outfits, right? Revengers. Can we call us Revengers?
Revengers? Revenge again? Sure.
Or
right, well-
again, this is a opposite. We are here as not standard, non-standard, non-science, nonsense. I mean, if you're looking for science to solve your problems, you're missing the point. It's our mythologic ideas and spirit that more people have been in war because of our gods. I think we got to pick one major T-shirt, and I like the superheroes. We should call it superheroes, all of us.
Superheroes. All right. It's
Science being falsifiable. I mean, again, science. What do you want to bring? The Bible or Scientific America to war? We bring the Avengers, the Nelson Avenger, the avatars, right?
Yes.
Larry, thank you. I gotta go.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, all. See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Wait, we got something. What's today, Dr. Nelson?
We have Laura Russell today at 3 p.m. and
And
the
Thursday
Zoom
night.
call in the community at 5:30.
With Sean and
And
Dan
I
on
might
him.
be on there at 3:00. We'll see. Am I allowed in?
Yes, please.
Really?
Yes.
And you get a podcast recording at 4:30.
All right. Then 4:30, and then the Zoom. All right. I love you guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
We'll see you later today, tomorrow, and remember, be the goddesses and the gods of life.
Yes. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
All right. Good day.